Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Alex. This is Make It Good, the channel where I talk about movies, boutique Blu-rays, that kind of thing, and sales, upcoming sales. One in particular, coming up in July, is the Barnes & Noble Criterion 50% off sale. Usually starts the first Friday of July, and all Criterion discs are going to be 50% off, presumably. I assume it's still happening. Anyway, I wanted to do a series of recommendation videos, all centered around a particular theme. So each video will be a different theme, so perhaps, depending on if there's a type of movie you would like to see, I've got a recommendation for you. So let's go ahead and start it off. The first movie that I want to talk about is Spine number 871. This came out in 2015 and was directed by Jacques Audiard, and that is Dpan. This also won the Palme d'Or in 2015. And this movie is about a man named Dpan who was and grew up as a child soldier in Sri Lanka and is trying to emigrate out of Sri Lanka. However, people traveling alone have varying degrees of success, more difficulty than a family would. So because families have an easier time getting out of Sri Lanka, he ends up forming a little group with a young woman and a little girl, and they just pass themselves off as a family. They immigrate to Paris and find out that, even though they're out of their war-torn country, life isn't really that much easier for them. There's still going to be struggles. It isn't perfect. They mainly find culture clash within the language barriers, within various culture differences, and they find that violence still exists in Paris. Dpan ends up working at an apartment block that has drug dealers running out of it. So yeah, life's not much better. Very fascinating movie about, family, about what really makes a family, whether this false family can even stick together, and a great ending. Absolutely great ending. I've seen some people not like the ending, but I actually do. I love the ending. So yeah, this is a movie, I can't recommend enough. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, so I did want to give it a little attention, but that is Dpan, and well worth a watch. Okay, so the next film that I want to talk about is Spine 535. This came out in 1983 and was directed by Nagisa Oshima, and that is Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. This was a joint production. You had a British writer, a Japanese director and production team, and culture clash is swathed all over this movie. The production team had some disagreements on certain themes in the movie. The movie itself takes place during World War II in a POW camp. Tom Conti plays the character Lawrence Vanderpost, which often gets misconstrued as Mr. Lawrence. And he is trying to keep order within his side of the POWs. He's trying to, keep some sort of peace between the POWs and the officers. And in comes David Bowie's character, Sellers, who 100% just wants to fight against the system that he finds himself in. He doesn't want to sit and relax and wait for the end of the war. He doesn't like being kept under lock and key. He's very confrontational, and there's an interesting dynamic between Sellers and Lawrence, but then there's an even more fascinating dynamic between Sellers and the one of the main officers, played by Ryuichi Sakamoto, who just a lot of different analyses have been done on these two characters. You can look at it as a straightforward military movie, but then there have been some very valid analyses that the two characters have an almost, I don't want to say romantic relationship between them, but there is an attraction between them. And it's one that, one or both of the characters may be fighting against, given the circumstances. This is a fantastic movie. A lot of great stuff out of here. The score was actually composed by Ryuichi Sakamoto. And yeah, there's a lot to love in here. Very interesting special features featuring the clashes that were on set. Nothing really dramatic, just they didn't agree on the themes of the movie. Yeah, so well worth a watch. Highly recommended. That is Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. All right, so the final film that I wanted to recommend today is Spine Number 940. This came out in 1982. It was directed by Robert M. Young, stars Edward James Olmos, and that is the Ballad of Gregorio Cortez. This one to me is a perfect culture clash film, not just because of the scenes involved and where the story goes and the plot, but the fact that they made a choice, a very conscious choice, not to subtitle any of the languages in this film. So, and I know right off the bat, some of you are fighting it. You don't have to. Context is enough within the film. Anything that's really important to be explained does get explained in English. So you don't need the movie subtitled. You can just sit back and watch what's happening and kind of get a feel of what's going on. In fact, the main part of the plot is a misunderstanding because of language. And as a result, Gregorio Cortez ends up on the run, being chased by the Texas Rangers, and he's just trying to flee into Mexico. And it's an incredible movie. There's some amazing shots in it. There's the performance by Edward James Olmos is amazing. The way he interacts, not just with other actors, but also with animals. It's very, he's a really sensitive lead character for a Western. It's very much not a typical Western. You've got very interesting leads and these differing opinions, even among the Rangers that are chasing him. So if you want a very, very fascinating and fantastic culture clash movie, this one right here, Ballad of Gregorio Cortez, check it out. So that does it for my recommendations this time. I'm going to have several more videos. I've got 5 more planned, and I'm going to have them come out semi-regularly in the last week or 2 of June before the flash sale actually happens. So yeah, if there are any other movies dealing with culture clash that you feel I should have mentioned or that you want other people to know about, please put them down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe this video. And as usual, watch good movies, eat good food. Please take care of yourself, someone else if you can, and make it good. Take care now.